Okay, we're back. Hey VR folks, picture yourself reclining in a virtual theater, popcorn in your hand as your favorite film unfolds around you. So in this video I will go over several apps you can use to satisfy your cinema hungry eyes. Whether that's on your own or with total strangers, that is up to you. After this video you will have a solid foundation on where to look to satisfy your movie cravings in virtual reality. So after 3 years of VR experience, beginning with the Oculus Quest 2 headset, I've honed my understanding of which apps best satisfy my movie watching cravings. So I'm going to share my insights to inspire your own selection. So I was looking for an app to neatly integrate with my PC to watch movies and play games from. And I came across the following. Some or many of you, as I described in previous videos like these, I kind of talked about virtual desktop, but I haven't really shown its further possibilities. I was looking for an application that could stream my PC directly to my headset with preferably minimal lag and latency. While I was aware of the Oculus AirLink method at that time, I found that I wanted a more practical and easier solution from my Quest Universal Menu. So after searching for a bit, I came across the virtual desktop app. I went through all the setup process, which I explained in this video, and started up my virtual desktop environment. I was greeted with a cozy environment in front of a PC and quickly discovered I could change these environments to different ones to create the vibe that I wanted. It's important for me to really immerse myself in a feeling before I watch a movie, and changing it into a suitable environment definitely helps set the mood. After finding my perfect environment, I checked out what settings it had to offer. Of course, I checked out the Games tab and launched a couple of games to play, and the experience was way smoother than what I had with the Oculus Air Link. But that is another topic. I hadn't really changed anything on the Input tab, as I trusted the settings that were made at default were good to go and never actually experienced any issues whatsoever. Now the settings menu is what I liked, as it can be versatile enough to give you a butter smooth experience. So like in this instance, with the newer updates, certain features have been added, but I played around with the resolution, the bitrate, frame rate, brightness to get a good quality stream going. Then on the streaming tab, I selected my then VR graphics quality, and I was rocking a RTX 2060 mobile GPU since I had a laptop and not a gaming PC, which did the trick back then. So I checked which frame rate, bitrate, and so on my stream could handle without too much lag or latency. We have also gotten a sharpening option after Oculus Link introduced their sharpening feature, so Virtual Desktop had to come up with their own one. But this is more related for when playing games. I found it was awesome that the color vibrance and contrast could be adjusted through Virtual Desktop, which gives anything you play or watch just a bit more juice. And finally, for watching the movies, after having set up my environment and the settings that go along with it, I selected a video, whether it's directly from a website, which you can watch through your own browser, or from a hard drive by which you have to move the file to your videos folder. So initially I noticed some stuttering when watching a 4K movie. So with the small download icon, you can download the file directly onto your headset and watch it without streaming it from your PC. And that's pretty much my journey with the Virtual Desktop app. But this is not the app I use anymore for watching my movies. So let's move on to the next one. I needed an app solely built for watching movies, as I still encounter stutters and other jittery problems when using Virtual Desktop when watching movies, not the games. So that's where the SKYBOX VR app came into play. So let's dive into it and see how everything works. So when I launched the app, I was greeted with a menu that was fairly straightforward. I mean, you have your local files for every video or audio or image stored on your VR headset, and you can switch between directories. If you have a larger library, you can add filters or views to make searching a little bit easier. The settings in this app are quite extensive. I mean, from adjusting sharpness to resolution, scale to refresh rate, some sort of Pro HD quality, and other very handy features. I found it versatile enough to meet all my needs. If you have VR videos stored, you can watch them under the VR videos option. You can also view images. So if you want to browse through old nostalgic memories on a massive screen, well, that's possible too. The network section is where it's at, however. This is where you can directly stream files from your PC to your headset with the handy SKYBOX VR application. I then export some of the environments, and the design and feel of these are pretty impressive, I must say. The first one is the cinema environment, which is a cozy cinema room with what looks like wooden walls and a massive screen. And all of that for yourself while you're relaxing on the couch? Oh yes. I could adjust the lighting within the cinema to either make everything darker or lighter around me, and I can also change seats, which is a neat feature, I guess. The IMAX cinema looks very impressive too. Just like the cinema set, I can change the lighting and the seats to my liking for optimum immersion and vibe. Then there's the void, which is, well, basically a void. The screen floats in mid-nothingness, and that's about it. The space station environment is really something you should try when watching a space movie. Just imagine the immersion of you sitting behind the grandiose Jupiter in space and watching Star Wars, for example. Just amazing. The screens on these sets are not fixed like in the cinema and IMAX theater. You can resize these, keep them locked to your head, you can change the curvature and so on. And lastly, there's the moon. And oh my gosh, the detail they put into the ground texture is amazing. It really feels as if you're on the moon surface with a random huge floating screen to watch your favorite movie from. Then I checked out the Air Screen feature, which essentially also streams your content to your headset over the network. But in this case, you can stream the video to multiple headsets, which I haven't tried yet, but I am planning to definitely do this when my girlfriend is around, as she also has a headset. As if it wasn't enough, you can also directly watch YouTube videos from the app. But I must say the experience was rather buffery and stuttery than smooth. So this is not the way for me, sadly. By the way, if you liked the video so far, please don't forget to boop the like button for me. But Mert, what if I want to watch a movie together with my friends or strangers in a big cinematic environment? Well, that's a good question, because we have got the beautiful Bigscreen VR app for this one, and it's definitely one of my favorites. And when I logged in, I was greeted in a virtual environment which resembled some kind of a living room with a robot vacuum cleaning the floor. And not to forget the huge screen that was all for me to watch content on. I could design my own avatar, and that's when I knew that this was not a solo experience. This app was made for making friends and new connections, as I have done so many times. There's also this fun feature where you can grab tools and toys to play around with. So if you like throwing tomatoes at someone's head, make sure you do not annoy them enough to be kicked from the room. I could eat popcorn, make 3D drawings, drink some soda, just very fun things. The first thing I tried out was watching a YouTube video, and it worked flawlessly. So then I proceeded to explore the environments and found myself in a classroom all of a sudden. And the design was very vivid and a bit cartoonish. And you've got all kinds of theaters to choose from, some of which you have to pay to unlock. But the thing I like about these apps is the natural ambient function. The theater screen, or whichever you choose to watch from, will have the ambient light turned on, which lights up the room with the right color. The apartment environment is one of my favorites and where I had great times. Midnight hanging out with strangers, discussing the meaning of existence, kind of deep topics, but it was an interesting experience. So I'll leave the rest of the environment for your own imagination and exploration. So how do you watch content together? Well, you can join public rooms, or you can open your own room for the public. So people stream their desktop screens in order to watch movies, documentaries, play games and so on, all while the rest can watch and enjoy. You've also got other platforms like Amazon, Prime Video, Disney Plus and Twitch, and some standard TV channel streams that you can enter. So all in all, this app is amazing to have a fun time in if you're looking for a social environment, or just by being solo, all while enjoying a good movie. So new VR users must try out this app. And it's also handy to know which of the 10 features, or perhaps all of them, you could try out right now on your Meta Quest 3 to enhance your overall experience. Check it out here.